A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. We are beginning by asking Allah to protect us against shaitan. We're saying, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. We are running to the safety of Allah from shaitan, the cursed one. Now, if we begin like that, those ones who accuse us of having a circle being an association of shaitan, there must be something wrong with their heads, huh? Or they're very jealous kind, or they're very arrogant kind, whatever kind. We say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Then we say, Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. We're beginning with the name of Allah. And we're asking Allah to bless the Holy Prophet ﷺ, asking for his blessings. All the Anbiya, all the Awliya, especially from our Sultan al-Awliya, and especially from the Wasila to bring us to Sultan al-Awliya, our Sahib al-Saif, Shaykh Abdulkerim Kibrisi Rabbani. Qadasallahu sir. May Allah preserve his secret. May Allah raise his station higher and higher. Now, we'll begin like that. We will be in safety, inshallah rahman. We're here sitting and asking Allah to send us something through the hands of our Shaykh. Wahhabis, they say that it's shirk, right? Say you cannot. It's very disturbing, they say. But we say your Shaykh is looking at you, watching you, meaning the spiritual power of your Shaykh. The same way, spiritual power of the Prophet is watching us at every time, isn't it? Prophet is saying. So many hadiths. We're not going to go into that. If you don't know those hadiths, find out. We're not here to have hadith class. We're here to know ourselves and to know our ego. That's another thing about tariqat. Tariqat is not about hadith class or fiqh class or this class or that class. It's for us to know our ego, for us to know ourselves. The knowledge of the self, that is the highest knowledge, because that will lead you to the knowledge that is higher than that, which is the knowledge of Allah. So, we are sitting here, and we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to send us something through the hands of our Shaykh, because Allah will always cause something. This is the divine protocol. If He wants to send something, He doesn't send directly. He sends through the hands of someone. Wahhabis, they're saying it is shirk. It's okay, we leave that too. Tariqat is also not about fighting Wahhabism. That is not what tariqat is. Tariqat is about fighting our ego. Then we must check those ones who are fighting Wahhabism day and night. Then we see, Allah, you have Wahhabism inside of you. Day and night, you're saying, oh, we are for sheikhs, we are for tariqat, we are for Sufism, we hate the Wahhabis so much. I say, why you hate them so much? Now, of course, we hate what Allah hates, but that is the reason of your creation. That is the reason why you are in tariqat, to hate them like that. And what are you doing? Nothing. You're just talking too much. But we see those ones who hates Wahhabism, saying they love Prophet ﷺ so much. Which, if you love Prophet ﷺ so much, you're not going to spend too much time dealing with the Wahhabis also. Not too much time. Majority of your time, you're going to concentrate on love of Prophet and the mercy of the Prophet. Then that time, you'll find other ways to reach to people too. But we see now new style, those ones who are saying, we are against Wahhabism, but we're thinking and we're looking. These ones, they have Wahhabi characteristics inside of them. They are following tariqat, they are following sheikhs, but we're saying you have Wahhabi. Because Wahhabi says, no wasila, isn't it? Direct Allah. Like shaitan. Direct, I worship you. I don't make prostration to Adam alayhi salam. like those who say, La mazhab. No mazhab. Why we have to follow Imam? Directly Quran and Sunnah. These mazhabs, Imams, they're following what? They're following Quran and Sunnah. They say, no, don't follow directly, Prophet. Now, new style, we're saying. Not new style anyway, it's been going on for years. Since our Shaykh has been veiled, it's been happening to us too, alhamdulillah. Because it's been happening to our Shaykh all his life, it must happen to us. If it doesn't happen to us, we think there is something wrong with us too. We're not walking in their footsteps. Now they're saying, no, follow directly now the Sultan. Don't follow your Shaykh. What is this? Bayat is only to Sultan, not to the Shaykh. I say, you squarehead. Now you're behaving like a Wahhabi. Wahhabi says directly to Allah. No intermediary. No wasilat. No shafa'at. Nothing in between. No, you cannot. Everyone must follow only Sultan. So those ones, although it doesn't matter now, even if we do so much work, we do so much zikr, we're not doing anything. Shaykh Effendi is giving us the blessings to do it, alhamdulillah. They're not going to look at the work that you're doing because they are deaf, dumb, and blind. They have become. They're so certain these are shaitans because they're not following directly Sultan. Squarehead, why are you behaving like Wahhabi? Why are you behaving like Wahhabi? Of course, all of us, we're following Allah. Of course, all of us, we're following Prophet. Of course, all of us, we're following Sultan. Of course, we are. But Allah always sends means to us. And Allah is saying in the Holy Quran, seek means to come close to me. Since when you become Wahhabi, in the name of tariqat, you become Wahhabi. No bayat to anyone else except for Sultan. We all give our bayats, isn't it? Those ones that are close to Sultan, those ones who are representing him, we give our bayat to him. What's your problem now? So, but the jealousy is a shaitanic characteristic. They cannot say nothing, and then they're going to start criticizing about the kind of turban we wear, or the kind of clothes we wear, or the kind of chair we sit on. Later, they're going to say the kind of food we eat. What else they're going to say? The kind of surma we use, the kind of miswak we use, the kind of shoes. You're not looking at that. Don't be busy with that. Okay, you want to say something, talk about the work that we are doing. But you cannot talk about the work that we're doing. Because alhamdulillah, with our Shaykh, Sahibul Saif, yes, that's our Shaykh. Sultan al-Awliya is our Sultan. We have manners. We're not saying Sultan al-Awliya is our Shaykh. Can you say you're following Prophet directly? The same one who's saying you must follow Sultan directly. Can you say you're following Prophet directly? Then you're becoming complete Wahhabi that time. Wahhabi is saying, don't follow mazhab. Follow Prophet directly. Follow Quran and Hadith. No need to follow any mazhab, Imam. It's open, it's there for you. Why you have to follow? Say, well, these ones they're saying, follow Sultan directly, don't follow. But we're saying, it's okay. You're still, I don't know what it is. But be busy with your own thing. You're too free, maybe. Be busy with your own thing. If you're busy with the love of the Prophet, if you say you're Ahli Tariqat and you're busy with the love of the Prophet, alayhi salatu wassalam, and you're busy with the love of your Shaykh, that one that brought you to Sultan al-Awliya. My question is, will your Shaykh say that to you? Has your Shaykh ever said that? Impossible, he did not, because we know him too. He did not. So, before you get into more trouble, pull yourself away. More you're busy with things that don't concern you, more burden and heaviness is going to fall on you. More you're going to make fitna, more burden and heaviness is going to fall on you. So be busy. And if people are running in the way of Islam, be happy for them. Pray for them. Even if they are, we're looking, even as some people, they are making some mistakes here and there. We're saying, Ya Rabbi, you are the turner of hearts. Turn them, Ya Rabbi. Make it to become good, Ya Rabbi. Don't interfere. You are given that authority to interfere? No, don't interfere. But you're saying, there is truth and there is falsehood. We must interfere. Then why you enter into tariqat? Tariqat, you enter to know. You enter into tariqat for the awliya Allah to give you authority to behave as you like. Or you come into tariqat and the Shaykh says, now, we are going to take away your freedom. Because you're not understanding the authority that is given to you, if it's coming from your ego, coming from the nafs, or coming from Allah, from Rahmani. So before you know that, we're going to take everything away from you. We're going to let you know what is haq and batil. Later we may give you. And according to what your area of responsibility is. Maybe your area of responsibility is just to take care of your family. You have no right to interfere into no one else. Maybe your area of responsibility is 2 or 3 people around you. That's it. Maybe your area of responsibility is to the whole village, to the whole town. Some people, they're giving area of responsibility. They can go and speak to the whole world. That one who has authority only to speak to his family cannot judge now according to that one who has authority to speak to the whole world. You don't have authority to speak to the whole world. Then don't. Our authority is given by those ones who have authority. By who? By the Sultan. He is giving us authority. We never ask for it. And we have our Shaykh, Alhamdulillah, that is always there. Yes, from beyond the mountain of Kaf, may Allah raise his station higher and higher. And he is holding us, holding our leash to make us to run to the proper way, to run to the right direction, and inshallah Rahman, to become better servants of Allah. May Allah forgive us. We are his weak, we are his dirty servants, but we're asking Allah to forgive us and to cover our mistakes. Make that dua to each other. Don't make other kinds of duas to each other. Don't hate each other. Don't fight with each other. You see something not so good in your brothers, astaghfirullah. Find excuse first. It's sunnat. You're saying find 70 excuses. Now, Ahli Tariqat first want to jump, to start blaming and to start cursing and to start branding and to start pulling that one down. Instead of thinking, investigating, asking, just jumping in. Then you've fallen into the characteristics of those ones that you don't like. That's exactly what the Wahhabis do. Wahhabis are very quick to pronounce takfir, isn't it? This is kufr, this is haram, this is bid'ah, this is shirk, very quickly. Now we see Ahli Tariqat doing it. They see something and they don't quite understand. This is haram. This is forbidden. This is wrong. Wrong is wrong. You have permission to speak? Do you really know what you're saying? Are you really trying to find out? No. Then you're filled with this, what they call righteous, self-righteous anger. That is also coming from the ego. May Allah forgive us, inshallah Rahman. Yes. So our brother here, asking a question. Question he is asking, how do you what? How do we not talk too much? This is exactly what we've been talking about. People talking too much. Now they're talking on the internet too much, everywhere. Before at least they speak over the phone, there is no record. Now they're doing something, there is a record there. Don't you know? If we don't have a record, if you don't keep it, the NSA is going to keep it. But Allah and His Prophet, with the malaikat, with the angels, they are keeping it too. Make sure our record is always good. You don't have 2 good things, keep it. Don't open it. Don't speak. Don't make other people to be witnesses, because Islam is very heavy on that. You're doing something, don't make other people to witness over you. If it is something that is wrong, don't do that. So, how are you going to stop yourself from talking too much? Look at what you're doing. Don't look at what you're saying. If the man is wise, he's going to look at what he's doing, and he's going to look at what he's saying. Do these things match? They don't. Then don't talk too much. Do more. But you have to sit down now and you have to think. You have to say to yourself. You cannot sit down and say to yourself, I'm a great one. I'm a good one. I'm an awliya. I'm a this. No, you sit down and you start questioning your motives. You start questioning your intention. You start questioning your actions. You put doubt. You put suspicion to your faith. Yes. To your actions, to your intentions, then that time, because you're trying to be sincere, you're trying to clean it up, Allah will send you ways to make it easy for you to see what is right and what is wrong. Then that time you're going to say, I talk so much about this, I'm not doing anything. Those who say something and they do something else, what are they called? Say, munafiq. Then you're going to, which one of us can sincerely say, now according to our faith, this is the level of faith, can sincerely say that I'm not a munafiq? Wahhabis, they will say, no, I'm not a munafiq. I'm a mu'min. But no, the mu'min will never say that. Because mu'min will always have suspicion over his faith. Huh? Awliya, you're different. That time if you're an awliya, you're never going to pronounce takfir. You're never going to say this is this. You're not going to attack people. You're only going to pray for them. Just as Holy Prophet ﷺ, he prayed for them. No, the Wahhabis, they say, no, I am a mu'min. I'm going to be a munafiq. But which one of us can say that we are higher than Hazrat Umar? No one. If you say you're higher than Hazrat Umar, then I'm going to put a big question mark to your faith. Hazrat Umar was afraid that he is a hypocrite. He was afraid that he was a hypocrite. But so many Muslims, 21st century Muslims now, they have no doubt about their faith. They have no doubt about their own hypocrisy. Hazrat Umar, a list was given to one of the Sahabis, a list of hypocrites. Prophet ﷺ says, keep this. Don't reveal this ever to anyone. When it was known that this Sahabi has a list of the hypocrites, the first one to go to him to ask him if he was a hypocrite, if he was on the list or not, was Hazrat Umar. Now, say to yourself now, this doesn't apply to you. So, the believer must look and must see. If his actions are not in line with his speech, then he should not be talking too much. He should be doing more. He should be doing more. Then once he starts doing more, that time his faith will go higher and higher. Yes. 3 things in tariqat. What is that? Don't speak so much. Don't eat too much. Don't sleep too much. But some, they give him permission to do that. Don't. None of us are. We should not be. Inshallah Rahman, maybe this is enough for you. To not talk too much. And you're going to sit down and say, the words that I speak today, how much of it is really in remembrance of Allah? It's really useful words. How much is it is just blah, 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 blah. I'm talking. That's why it needs tariqat training. Tariqat is not just to see lights, to see miracles going up to higher stations. Tariqat is to teach you to know yourself. You're holding up a mirror and you're really looking at yourself, because this is important, because in the grave, that's exactly what's going to happen to you. They're going to look at you very, very carefully. They're going to look at the words, your actions, your deeds. They're going to look at everything. If you look at yourself now, if you take that mirror and you really look and you understand now and you try to fix. I'm not saying that we are going to get better overnight. Maybe it's going to take a whole life. We are weak ones. That's why we need the help and the support of our shaykhs. of the Prophet, of those ones that Allah loves. With that support now, when we take one step, Allah take 10 steps now. That will count for something. Don't wait until we're in the grave. It's too late that time to fix. This is what tariqat is. You look at your actions, you become very hyper aware of yourself, then of your surroundings. Then that time you will look with the nur of Allah. You will not cheat and you will not be cheated. No matter what other people they're going to say. They're going to attack, they're going to call you names, they're going to say this, they're going to say that. They will continue to bark. And they're going to choke on their barking too. And maybe until they pass, they're going to continue to bark. They're barking for us to turn to look at them. That's all they're looking for us just to turn. We're not even going to turn. We're saying to you, don't bark. Because we're not going to turn. Better for you to stop. You want to continue barking, you'll die barking too. And you just want us to turn, we're not going to turn. Then it's not going to be too intelligent for you. Those who are trying to be so macho, trying to be so self-righteous, whoever it is, talking about me. May Allah forgive us, inshallah. So, not everything is for everyone. You must know this is a very big topic here. Okay? You must know where your place is. But that is why we enter to tariqat, so that we know where our stations are. We know where we can talk, where we cannot talk, where we can interfere, where we must not interfere. This takes a lot of training. This takes a lot of intelligence. This takes a lot of stepping on the ego. Because they are teaching us, talk. Talk. Anytime you want to talk, anything you want to say, say. You have a right to do it. You have the freedom to do it. Aren't you a free man? You have to do that. You cannot even, but the reality is, you cannot even do that when you're working in your job. You cannot do that definitely when you enter into the military. Talk anytime you want to talk. Say whatever you want to say. You cannot do that in the hospital. You cannot do that in the court. You cannot do that in dunya. What about in spiritual training? In tariqat, you think you can do that? You cannot. But people are blind. They take one thing and they say it applies to everything else. It's not. May Allah grant us more strength and power to guard our tongue, inshallah. Because those ones who are not guarding the tongue from Malayani, Prophet ﷺ is saying, it will lead them to hellfire. وَمِنَ اللَّهُ تَوْفِيقِ الْفَاتِحَةِ. Amin. Assalamu alaikum.